injury.
Medicine.
I've got a fever, so I need to take some medicine.
I've got a virus, so I need to take medicine.
Examine. To
Examine.
look at, or consider a person, or think carefully and in detail in order to discover something about them. The research examined the effect of alcohol on long-term memory.
The research examined the effects of alcohol on long-term memories.
Vomit.
Vomit.
The contents of your stomach has come up through your mouth. He's been vomiting all night after drinking too much alcohol.
He is been vomiting all night after drinking too much alcohol.
Terrible. Very
Terrible.
unpleasant or serious or bad. My mom was a terrible cook.
My mom was a terrible cook.
Get rid of something or somebody.
Get rid of
To
something,
remove
somebody.
something that you don't want any longer. Or to find a way to make someone leave because you do not want the person to be with you anymore. We finally got rid of my little sister by telling her scary stories.
We finally got rid of my little sister by telling her scary stories.
Walk out of something. To
Walk
leave an
out of
event,
something.
such as a meeting or a performance, because you're unhappy, angry, or disapprove of something. All the parents walked out of the meeting.
All the parents walked out of the meeting.
On-call room. If a worker, such as a doctor, is in the on-call room, he or she is available to work or make official visit at any time when needed. She's a doctor, so she often works overtime in the on-call room at the weekend.
On call, she's a doctor, so she often works overtime in the on call at the week.
Situation.
Situation.
The set of things that are happening and the condition that exists at a particular time and place. My sister has a good situation as a teacher in the local school.
Situation. My sister has a good situation.
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 The set of things that are happening and the condition that exists at a particular time and place. My sister has a good situation as a teacher in the local school.
My sister has a good situation as a teacher in the local school. Something felt terrible because of the seafood. He vomited many times. He wanted to get rid of this situation, so he called the nurse. Unfortunately, no one replies to him. Something decides to walk out of the skyroom and find a doctor. He makes his way to on room, but there is no one there. He goes back to his sick room. Luckily, he sees a girl with long black hair. He looks at her and sighs, "A nurse, nurse, a nurse, help me." The nurse takes him into the room for a checkup. She says, "You can't eat seafood anymore. You should eat white right now. Something is 10 balls upright and take medicine. Medicine." His stomach then gets better. He sleeps and dreams about millions.
He vomits many times.
He vomits many times.
He wanted to get rid of the situation, so he called the nurses.
He wanted to get rid of this situation, so he called.
Unfortunately, no one replied to him.
Unfortunately, no one replied to him.
Something decides to walk out of the sick room and find a doctor.
Something decides to walk out of the sick room and find a doctor. He makes
his way to the on-call room, but there is no one there.
He makes his way to the on-call room, but there is no one there.
He goes back to his sick room.
He goes back to his room.
Luckily, he sees a girl with long black hair.
Luckily, he sees a girl with long black hair.
He looks at her and says, "Oh, nurse, nurse, help me."
He looks at her and says, "Oh, nurse, nurse, help me."
The nurse takes him into the room for a checkup.
The nurse takes him into the room for a checkup.
She says, "You can't eat seafood anymore."
She says, you can eat seafood anymore.
You should eat white rice now.
You should eat white right now.
Something eats 10 bowls of rice and takes medicine.
Something is 10 balls upright and take medicine.
His stomach then gets better. He sleeps and
He sleeps and dreams about millions.